Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. So last couple of days is all about DeepSeek. It's remarkable and I just stopped some of the projects which I have been working just to explore it and try to understand how it's working. So today I'm gonna just go and share some of the thoughts on it. And if you want to know a lot about it, I know you already knows, but you can just go into Wikipedia to understand each and everything of the Chinese company. And you see the BBC is just saying DeepSeek, the Chinese AI app that has the world talking, and it's really remarkable. The simple things which you're spending for more than $200 in ChatGPT, you're getting everything as free and you can run it. Look at it, that's super cool. Then you have the what is DeepSeek and why is it disrupting the AI sector. You can go with all the news portfolio and you see everywhere it's talking. This thing is happening everywhere, and the best thing is that you see the DeepSeek R1, you can just clone it, and if you have the proper method you can use the Olama and then you can run it in your local machine. It's that simple it is. And then what you're gonna do, you're gonna create a simple application using all of this, right? We're gonna go with the DeepSeek. We're gonna also go with our favorite ChatGPT, and then I'll go with also my favorite, which is the V0. What you're gonna do, you're gonna run each and like the same command for everywhere, and as you see, that's the one which I asked to do it, that create a portfolio website using Next.js with Tailwind CSS, which going to have some pages like home, project, services, about, contact, besides should have header and footer. Entire projects will be in TypeScript. Try to add some dummy text and configuration if possible. Make the design fully responsive. And I was using DeepSeek like last couple of days, and what I really love is that this R1, the DeepSeek R1, is that how the thought is accelerating. You see the okay, let's try that's tackle creating. Let's tackle creating a portfolio website using Next.js and Tailwind CSS and TypeScript. The user wants several pages, home, projects, services, about, contact, along with a header and footer. It needs to be fully responsive and in TypeScript. So now as you see, the way it's combining the thought before, if you just go through the result, I think the best kick is here to this thought. The process is just thinking, and also you can usually you can also use that same thinking whenever you are creating a project, same like you are going to create a portfolio. So now you're gonna see how we're gonna click. And then first I will start the setup with the Next.js project with TypeScript. I remember that using npm create next app at latest allows selecting TypeScript, then installing Tailwind CSS following the official guide is essential. So now as you see, if you just like follow through all the commands and you go through that, and you will understand, you are thinking yourself and you know how it can, the thought process can combine and you can make things work. So that's the remarkable thing. Now it's creating a portfolio, it's installing the CSS, configuration done, then also is giving me a structure how my things gonna look alike. And as you see, it's going through the pages directory. I didn't say it you go with the page or app, it just go by with the pages. And then there's the application layer. It cannot preview that one. Still this method is not working here, so I cannot preview for run that one. I need to just create an application, follow those steps. That's normal for it because it's not doing it that well. Now here the ChatGPT, I wrote the same command, and as you see the same thing, what it has been done is creating an application, but it's just put a minimal and it's not clear what it's doing. Right now here I have a very a good visualization how it gonna be there, and as you see all the thing is just aligned and all this step is just make me things to how I can achieve that. But here it's just simple as plain. Now here is our friend, that V0, which is coming from the Vercel, and as is happening with the Next.js, it has the full compatibility to even write the code and also preview it. That's one of my favorite and I'm using a lot. Now here you can see the project structure that is using the app router. So for the Next.js, this router is using, and also the layout, pages, everything is perfectly aligned. That's one of the best one. Even in the configuration, as you see, the site config is providing all the data. You can view the console, you can have the preview. If I go my project, services, about, contact, home. Now for a simple portfolio website, that's enough. I think that's good. But if you cannot go with that, like some of the more critical configuration, it will not work. But also some way in ChatGPT, but in the DeepSeek is perfect. I love the approach it has been taken. Now let's write some of more commands so that we can find out some of the more things which it can align or not. Okay, now I changed the scenario, so I'm gonna ask it that, okay, good, now you can rewrite this project in Python, like create me a portfolio using Python. Let's see how it gonna process the thought, how it will just combine that. Okay, now as you see, okay, the user previously asked for a Next.js portfolio site with Tailwind CSS and TypeScript, and I provided a detailed setup for that. Now they're asking to rewrite the project in Python. That's a bit confusing because Python isn't typically used for front-end web development like Next.js. Let me think about what they might actually need. Now, that is the gig you need to follow. If someone asking me to give you a project or write something, the same critical way your mind can evaluate, your mind can think, and from there you can also learn each and every comment. You just drop it there, and like that you're gonna get it. Now I think previously that I think there is another version for ChatGPT. They are charging $200 per month, but I think they will just pass that right now. Besides, I had some other impromptu which I got, and you can find it everything here in this blog, and you can read it and you can understand it in a better way. So now here, the way it has been thinking, and you know that I will help you create a portfolio using Python, but there is an important distinction to understand. Python is a backend language, while web interfaces are typically built with HTML, CSS, JavaScript. However, we can create a Python-based web application using a framework like Flask or Django. Here's a solution using Flask. So as you see, oh, that's really cool. See, it's just providing the structure. What I'm saying is a normal application layer, but it's providing in a very opt manner, and you can have it entirely with your own. As you see, if you copy paste, I tried it already. If you copy paste, it will work perfectly fine. Now the same thing, let's just passing it from here. Let's go in our frame to ChatGPT. I'm gonna ask the same question to him, and let's see how it gonna interact. And there is a little bit like you see the editing motion they bring, and this everything they just, I think, dumping it newly. I think it just had some previous version, like the prime version, which is now they make it free. Okay, I have written your portfolio project using Python with Flex. This version includes routes for home project. That's really very limited. I'm not happy with that. Actually, see, it's providing the flag. Why it use Flex and why it's just going through it, I have no idea. But here I have a very good and clear picture why I need to go there, and even on the thought process I know why I need to switch and what's the fallback. I will grab it and get. Now let's go in the over here for that v0. Actually this one is for the Vercel. It's actually happening with that Chatchain UI and a Tailwind CSS, so that's the way it configure and do that things in the right away. So here I create a portfolio website using Python with the Flex web framework. So yeah, it's also going through the Flex. Okay, so my application is just created and is aligned how it has been done, but I cannot make the preview because Python preview is disabled. As I said, it's happening with the Vercel, so they are not going to follow up with other programming language. So that's not much helping on that, but here it's super help. As you see, that's really cool. Now I'm gonna ask some more things here. Instead of the Python, I want it to write in Rust. I just want to see how it can go and just make that things visualized. So let's go. That's the last try, and I'm gonna see how it's gonna think on that. So now the same thought process is passing, and the same synonym is following, and you see the Rust, how the Rust is working, and what kind of alternative things it can have. You see that, so it's going with the Jola. So I think that's really I'm really feeling speechless here how it's going to arranging each and everything. The good thing is that you can follow through each and every single project, how you're gonna create Rust project and other dependency. Now what I'm saying is the simple application which I'm creating as a blog application. Now there is a lot of mass things it can do, and basically as I'm coding, so I'll just stack on here, and you can also make some other metrics to just experience how it will really work. And yeah, cool. And I think each and everything it will work perfectly, no worries about that. Okay, so yeah, it has done everything. It's having the project HTML, and you just go with the cargo run and it will work. Okay, good. So it's a much more satisfied on that value, that how it's just passing those things. So now what I'm gonna do, again the same thing, let's go in that our ChatGPT, and I'm gonna just pass that through on here, and I believe it will also go with that the scenario which it has been done with that for Jola or something. But let's see. Okay, it has been using, yeah, I think so. Okay, it just created, and it used that actix. Okay, good. So now if I go with my v0, now if you're not using Next.js or Tailwind CSS, it will just collapse. So if you're using Next.js, I think it will rock more than ever. So the same thing, it will go and create that Rust project, and as you see, it's taking more of time, means it just stuck. So it's not that much legitimate to go with that. So the best portion is that how the DeepSeek is really winning, and I believe you know all the news how it is stuck with the $1 trillion business, like the shortest just happening in that USA. So lots of things is happening, everything is breaking. So what I want you to do, better to explore it, try to ask him how you can create another DeepSeek, and it will also guide you through it. I personally checked and it's really helping, and go through it. So feel free to go, and if you can just go with the Olama and try to arrange that, and also try to run it locally. It will take consume a little bit of time, but it will give you a perfect understanding how those things work, and everything you want to find it here, how it will go. And as you see the ratio, how the benchmark is happening, so everything is super cool to go with that. So what I prefer, give it a time to, let's see how it will work, and try your best to engage it, to engage with it, and make things everything in a super cool scenario. But if you're just working with the Next.js project, I believe using the v0 is a perfect choice. But if you're having a like some of the logic and other, you better find a solution here, because that's where you can get so many things very easily. And I was trying to use that Firebase authentication, and here I got the solution. Here is very simple and very easy, and when you are just following step by step, that's enough. So all the best, explore it, and it's free, so try to make it best. And if you can try it locally, let me know in the comments, and anything, let me know if you want any kind of video, or especially on DeepSeek to creating a projects, or make how those things you can challenge on it. So let me know in the comments, I will try to drop something. All the best, see you in the next video.